Hello math learners, for today's videos we are going to discuss let us proceed to lesson 11 in our pre-calculus, and that is all about the trigonometric identity. So last video regarding calculus lessons, we already discussed the part 2 of the lesson 10, such as the graphs of trigonometric functions. So now we are going to proceed in trigonometric identities. So before we proceed in our whole lesson out regarding this, so we are going to compare conditional equations and identities. So what are the conditional equations? In your general mathematics or mathematics class or previous mathematics class, when we say equation, it is a mathematical statement that states that two expressions is typically divided by an equal sign. That means they are one of the same value. So what are the examples of the next equation? So let's say this. So we have x squared minus 4 is equal to 0. And that means that is true for only x is equal to positive and negative 2. I-replace niya lang yung x para yung like isosolve nyo. Yung papakailaman nyo that you are going to use any kinds of transpositions by solving them. Ito naman, true only if theta is equal to 30 degrees. So, if you're going to find the value of x or the value of theta in calculus, or the value of alpha, beta, gamma, or gamma. So now, what are the identities? So from the word identities, you already know what is identity mean. So kung sa Tagalog, pagkakakilanlan, di ba? Let's say if you're Filipino, so you are considered as Filipinos because of what you do the Filipino culture. That is your identity, and you speak Filipino, no? Like nagtatagalog ka. So that means that you are Filipino, that your identity is a Filipino. So, paano naman dito sa calculus, paano po natin siya i-apply? So, as you can see this, so we have, from here, this is the factor, and this is the product. So, that means, if you're going to solve this, this will be your result. And here, so paano po naging ganito? Halimbawa, ganyan. From the Pythagorean theorem, wait, I will write it down. Actually, that is from the Pythagorean theorem. That how you can determine to prove that is equal to 1. So, divide both sides of equation into c squared. So, gamit tayo ng triangle. So, let's say this is the theta A, B, C. Okay, A, B, C, D, E. Charot. Okay, ngayon ito na yon. So, A over C, that is opposite and hypotenuse, and that is defined as sine. And the cosine theta, as you can see, we have B squared over C squared, and that is cosine. Kaya po may squared, ayun nga, makikita nyo. Ito, diba? That's why it is identified as is one of the Pythagorean relations identity. Now, the trigonometric identity consists of quotient identities, reciprocal identities, Pythagorean identities, sum identities or addition formula, difference identities or subtraction formulas, double angle formulas, cofunction identities, even odd identities, half angle formulas, and sum to product formulas, product to sum identities. Ngayon, magsimula muna tayo sa main trigonometric identities. What are those? Number 1 is quotient identity. So, how we determine that tangent is equal to sine theta is over cosine theta. So, the tangent, ano po ba ang tangent natin? Opposite and adjacent. So, that is A over B. Tama ba? Tama lang. A over B. So, if you're going to create a, what can we call this, the complex fraction that has divided into C, such as the hypotenuse. So, it will become this. Okay? This will, I will share the trivia lang, no? Di naman sa pagmamaya. I was discovered this when I was reading my favorite book, such as calculus. Okay, this is proof that tangent theta is equal to sine theta over cosine theta. And this naman, so baliktarin nyo lang. That is the reciprocal of tangent. So, ayan lang. Okay. So, ayan. Bagay natin. Ayan. Tapos, ayan. Borara. Oh. So, ito naman ay magagamit nyo kapag meron na kayo solve that you are going to prove one of the identity. At mamaya yun. Reciprocal identity, so that cotangent is, so alam niyo naman natin ito, that is the reciprocal, kaya hindi ko na i-explain. Cosecant is the reciprocal of sine, such as 1 over sine. And we have the secant, such as here. Okay, another main trigonometric identities from the Pythagorean theorems. So we have a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. So if you are going to divide both sides of equation to c squared, so what it would be? So that will be from the first given. So we have okay, Pythagorean relation. So we have a squared a over c squared plus b over c squared is equal to c over c squared. So, kahit divide nyo na lang as 1, ito po ang magiging result natin. Kapag naman ngayon, paano po naging ganire? Sige, explain natin. That is, we all divided the both sides of equation into b squared. So, a over b, that is tangent. So, that is tangent. And b over b are all raised to squared power, and that is equal to 1. So, plus 1. So, tangent plus 1 is equal to, so c squared over, paano po naging second? What is the reciprocal of secant? That is cosine. So, that cosine is consists of b over c squared. So, reciprocal, so that reciprocate rather, and that you get secant. Ito naman, that is, you can get that kind of theorem or relations if you are going to divide it both sides of equation into a squared. So, a divided by a is 1. And, syempre, kabaliktaran po ng tangent, that is cotangent. The reciprocal of sine is cosec. Okay, we have another trigonometric identities. These are the another trigonometric identities. So, pinakamadidiscuss natin dito yung sum identities, difference identities, half angle. So, ayan po. So, ito po ang dito sa tangent A plus B, if you are in the sum givens, para mapadali kayo, if you already get the value of here and here, you can get this. And kapag dito naman, ayun lang. Okay? Now, let us proceed to solve problem number 1. So, given. What is our given? So, that cosine x is equal to 8 over 17 where tangent is less than 0. And that means the value of tangent is negative. So, find the other 5 trigonometric functions using the fundamental identities. Solution. So, using this kind of relation, that is Pythagorean relation. So, here, since you're going to find sine, so we have 1. So, paano po naging ganire? Yung cosine, ilipat nyo na sa kabila, that will be negative cosine squared x. Oh, what is our cosine? Cosine x here. So, you're going to square it, and so, siyempre, kapag minus nyo yan, so, alam niyo naman siguro mag-rename kapag nagsusubtract tayo ng ng whole number sa fraction. Okay? So, ito lang yung magiging result. Kahit itry nyo. Okay, you are going to find the square root of this. So, you can get this. Since our sign is negative 15 over 17. Okay, so paano po muna naging negative? Since even that is tangent. So, syempre sa part nito, meron siyang negative. Okay? Yun po yun. Next. And you're going to find the tangent. So, here, so since this is the sine x, and this is the cosine. So, simple, kasi kinancel lang po natin to. Then, ano pong matitira? Ito. So, that, and we are. Then, the remaining reciprocals of the main trigonometric functions here. Ito po yung alam nyo kung ito ang technique ko sa inyo. If you're going to find this cotangent, so since identities nga pala tayo, kaya ganito. Pero kung literally, if overall na, just simply, halimbawa, if you're going to find the cotangent and you already have the value of the tangent, so just reciprocal that the denominator 8 will become numerator 8. And the numerator 15 will become like this. Diba? Kung ano lang, generalize. Kung by identity, you have no choice. You are going to, where's my, here. Okay? So, solve problem number 2 using the sums and difference identities. So, evaluate sine of 15 degrees and cosine 11 pi over 6. So, solution. So, sine 15 is equal to. So, you are going to find. So, syempre, sum and difference po. So, from the table of values. Wait a minute. Okay, so balik tayo. So, ayan, naglagay lang ako ng dyan. So, ngayon, kung sa subtraction, dapat may copy kayo nito. Mas maganda. Yung table of values instead of calculator. Kasi yung calculator, kailangan kasi yan to prove by identities. Pero kung generalization naman, pwede na makigumamit ng calculator. So ngayon, you're going to find the two addends or whatever given in subtraction, either addition, that will sum or difference into this given. So since ang natin 60 and 45, so you're going to subtract them just to become 50. Okay, proceed tayo. Okay, sine A minus B. So, ito po ang natin base sa identities. So, you are going. So, the sine A, where A, okay, this is the A and B. Okay? So, sine 60 degrees and cosine 45 degrees. And, ayan. Kung yan po natin sa calculator. Ito, hindi kayo gagamit ng calculator kasi sige, pwede naman dito sa table of values. What is the sine 60? Sorry. So, natakpan kasi. Kinarap ko kasi siya. Para ito lang kita. So, ayan. Kung calculate nyo na lang. Ayan. Ayan po yung nyo. So, square root of 3 over 2 times square root of 2 over 2 plus 1 half. So, since this is the cosine of 60, sine of 45. Ayan. And, you will get this answer. And also, you are going to evaluate the cosine 11 pi over 6. What is 11 pi over 6? That is 330. So, paano po pala natin? Sige, kung paano po natin siya nako-convert. It's either mo multiply mo siya sa 180 degrees over pi. Or either let pi is equal to 180. Like, 11 times 180 over 6. Yun po yung technique ko. Pagka tinatamad ako mag-type lagi sa calculator, halimbawa di ko pa alam to, yun po ang technique ko. If you're going to convert a radian to degrees, you are going to let pi is equal to 180. Kung mali ang technique ko, prove me wrong. Patunayan yung mali ako. Halimbawa ito, 2 pi. So, 2 times 180 is 360. Hindi ba? 180 divided by 6 is 30. O, diba? Tama lang yung technique ko. Kapag naman, Kapag naman degrees to radian, so let's say the value of degree or the theta is multiplied to pi over 180. Ilalagay ko po siya sa lesson angle in a unit circle, yung technique na yun, no? By additional trivia. Yun lang, technique lang yun. So ngayon, ayan, ito po yung sagot natin. So ito naman. So pi such as that is 360 ha, hindi lang nakalagay dito. And 30. So yan po. Ayan. Ito. Ayan. Here's the answer. Kahit pi, okay lang yan. Pwede, kasi meron mga time na pi. Take note, hindi, sabi nga po natin, sum and difference. Kahit addition, subtraction man, iyan. So, ito lang yan. It's either you may use the cosine. So, what is 5 pi over 3? That is 300. And pi over 6 such as 30. Kasi yung ginamit natin subtraction. Ngayon, pwede naman siya i-try ng addition kasi na-try ko na po yun sa calculator. At ito lang din pong ilalabas such as the square root of 3 over 2. Solve problem number 3. So, medyo mahaba-haba to. And, using Pythagorean relation, so yan, sinolve po natin. So, 1/4. 1 minus 1/4 square root of 3/4 and you're going to find the square root. So, 3 is still a rational number or real number. So, ito. And this is your cosine. Cosine will suppose to greater than 0. Kaya it's positive. Here, and ito naman, ayan. So, alam niyo naman siguro paano kuminahin na. So, 25 minus 16 is 9 and 20. Siyempre, copy the denominator. And square root of it, square root of 9 is 3, square root of 25 is 5. So, since ang hiningi natin that y is less than 0, and that will be negative. So, you are going to find the sum and differences of sine, cosine, and tangent. So, ayan. So, ito po ang ating sine. So, ang sine x and sine y. Okay, yun po. And cosine x and cosine y. So, ito po ang unang lumabas. Sa subtraction of sine, ito po ang lumabas. So, ito, kaya po naging ganyan, yung mga ganyan. So, sine of x, 1/2. Cosine y is 4 over 5. Cosine x is square root of 3. And sine of, sine of y is negative 3 over 5. Sorry, nalulutang ako. Okay, cosine. So, ganun lang. Nire-replace lang naman natin, kaya huwag kayong malito. And cos, ayan lang. Ito po yung naging result. Parang napansin nyo, okay, sorry. Since may radicals kasi tayong given, kaya ito yung positive. Kapag addition, itong subtraction, and addition, subtraction. Okay, parang Now, tangent. So, since binigay kong easy identity for tangent, so here. So, ngayon, ayan. So, naka-complex fraction siya. Kasi kung gagano'n, masyado siyang magastos sa text. Kaya naka-slant lang. And ito lang din. So, you are going to cancel them. So, ayan. Ito lang, kabaliktaran. So, ayan. Teka, wala yun. So, you are going just to cancel them. Okay. Next. Solve problem number 4. Using half angle. So, find sine pi over 12. So, this is your half angle of sine. Ganyan po. And this is your theta. Bakit po naging pi over 6? So, half angle po. Hindi ba? So, ito ang solution nyo. So, ayan, kahit i-check nyo. Ito po ang since 1 minus cosine x or cosine theta rather over 2. Yun po ang niya. Then, since ang theta natin is pi over 6. Kahit so what is the cosine of 30 degrees? So here. And this is it. So that's supposed to be 2. That's supposed to be 2. Okay? So, pala. Nadoble. Pero tama lang din. So, you are going to solve this. So, ito po ang ano natin. Ito pinagsama nyo, no? Then, multiply. So, 2. So, you're going to reciprocate and you will get this. Now, prove that secant C is minus sine C times tangent C is equal to cosine C. Ito, minsan may ganyan that you're going to prove that is correct. To prove. So, kung paano mo ipapatunayan na mahal mo yung minamahal mo. Parang mas mahirapan ka pa dito kaysa sa patunayan mo na mahal mo yung minamahal mo. Hugot yan. Okay, sorry. So, the proof, so, what is the identity of secant? So, ito po yung purpose ng mga identities. And sine, that is the equivalent of cosine C and times tangent C. And the equivalent of tangent C is sine C is all over cosine C is equal to cosine C. So, wala tayong ipapakialam sa cosine C. Ito lang. Kasi pag sabi natin identity, wala kayong itatranspose na transpose dyan. You are not able to use transposition. Okay? Nakalimutan ko isang technique aside from the transposition. Basta hindi din kayo pwede mag-subtract ng or add something. Just, alin lang dyan ang papakialaman nyo sa dalawa. No? By proving that kind of identity like this. So, ngayon, balik tayo dito sa discussion. So, ito na nga po. So, paano po naging ano yan? So, cancel the cosine. Okay? So, ano po matitira? Sine and, tangent times sine. Ito lang din yon. Then, so, therefore, that is it. This is it. Pansit. So, yan po. So, yun. Meron pala ako nilagay na line, but late. Ayan po. Tama lang. This is the proof that secant C minus sine C times tan C is equal to cosine C. Okay. So, well done. So, the end. This is the end of our lesson 11. So, umabot. Wow. 22 minutes. So, maybe next video, I'm going to discuss inverse of trigonometric function. Bye-bye!